Hi guys! Did you guys know that many of the Korean pronouns that are on the textbook aren't actually used in real-life conversations in Korea? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you essential Korean pronouns that native Korean speakers actually use in everyday conversations. And I'm going to show you example sentences and detailed explanation on each pronoun. Let's get started. If you need a subtitle, please turn on CC in the settings. Before we start, since Korean is an honorific language, you need to use different speech levels depending on who you're talking to. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you pronouns that are used in informal speech and pronouns that are used in formal speech. So let's start off with first person singular. The English pronoun I in Korean is 나, 나. And this is used in informal speech. Let's look at the example sentence. I am a student. 나는 학생이야. 나는 학생이야. The formal version of I is 저. 저는 학생이에요. 저는 학생이에요. One important thing that I wanted to mention is that, different from English, pronouns are often omitted in Korean sentences. For some reason, native Korean speakers tend to omit pronouns when they're having a conversation, and this happens when the context is clear between the speaker and the listener. Let's take a look at this dialogue, for instance. A asks, 직업이 뭐예요? What is your job? B answers, 학생이에요. I'm a student. A asks, 몇 살이에요? How old are you? And B answers, 20살이에요. I'm 20. Here you can see that the underlined pronouns in English sentences are omitted in Korean sentences. So as we go through the rest of the pronouns in this video, I want you to keep in mind that they can be omitted from time to time when you're having an actual conversation in Korean. The next pronoun is me. We use the same word for me and I. So in formal speech, we use 나. Call me in Korean is 나한테 전화해. 나한테 전화해. For formal speech, we use 저한테 전화해요. 저한테 전화해요. The next one is my. The informal version is 네. And 네 is a short form for 나의. This is my bag. 이거 내 가방이야. 이거 내 가방이야. The formal version is 제. And 제 is a short form for 저의. This is my bag. 이거 제 가방이에요. 이거 제 가방이에요. The next one is mine. The informal version is 내 거. This book is mine. 이 책 내 거야. 이 책 내 거야. The formal version is 제 거. This book is mine. 이 책 제 거예요. 이 책 제 거예요. We're gonna move on to first person plural, we. We in Korean is 우리, 우리. We are family. 우리는 가족이야. 우리는 가족이야. The formal version of we is 저희, 저희. 저희는 가족이에요. 저희는 가족이에요. The next one is us. The informal version is 우리, 우리. The teacher scolded us. 선생님이 우리를 혼냈어. 선생님이 우리를 혼냈어. The formal version is 저희, 저희. 선생님이 저희를 혼냈어요. 선생님이 저희를 혼냈어요. The next one is our. The informal version is 우리. Our dad is tall. 우리 아빠는 키가 커. 우리 아빠는 키가 커. The formal version is 저희, 저희. 저희 아빠는 키가 커요. 저희 아빠는 키가 커요. Here you can see that the subject pronoun we, the object pronoun us, and the adjective pronoun are all the same in Korean. The next one is the possessive pronoun ours. The informal version is 우리 거, 우리 거. That ball is ours. 그 공 우리 거야. 그 공 우리 거야. The formal version is 저희 거, 저희 거. 그 공 저희 거예요. 그 공 저희 거예요. Let's move on to second person singular, you. The informal version is 너, 너. Do you live here? 너 여기 살아? 너 여기 살아? The formal version for you is 당신, 당신. 당신 여기 살아요? 당신 여기 살아요? However, although it says on the textbook that you in Korean is 당신, we don't actually use that word in real life conversations, and it might even sound rude if you use this word to other people. It doesn't mean that we never use the word 당신 anywhere, since it is widely used in things like literature, in the movies, or in the lyrics. It just means that we don't tend to use this word in everyday conversations. So instead of using the word 당신, what should we use? Well, there are several options. One option is to omit the pronoun in the sentence and just say 여기 살아요? 여기 살아요? Or if you know the person's name, you can use the name in the sentence like 수지 씨 여기 살아요? 수지 씨 여기 살아요? And remember to attach C at the end of the name to show respect. The next one is the object pronoun you. And we use the same word for the subject pronoun and the object pronoun. So the informal version is 너. 너. This present is for you. 너를 위한 선물이야. 너를 위한 선물이야. For formal speech, it's 당신, according to the textbook. But in real life conversations, we don't use this word, and instead we use the person's name in this kind of situation. So instead of saying 당신을 위한 선물이에요, you can say 수지 씨를 위한 선물이에요. 수지 씨를 위한 선물이에요. The next one is your. For informal speech, we use 내 or 너의. Although the proper pronunciation for these two words are 내 and 너의, many Koreans say 네 or 너의. That is your problem. 그게 네 문제야. 그게 너의 문제야. For formal speech, according to the textbook, it's 당신의. But in real life conversations, it's better to use the name and say 그게 수지 씨의 문제예요. 그게 수지 씨의 문제예요. The next one is the possessive pronoun yours. For informal speech, we use 내 거, or you can pronounce it as 네 거. Is this ring yours? 이 반지 내 거야? Or 이 반지 네 거야? For formal speech, according to the textbook, it's 당신 거. It's not wrong to say 이 반지 당신 거예요? But it's better to use the name and say 이 반지 수지 씨 거예요? 이 반지 수지 씨 거예요? Let's move on to second person plural. So you in informal speech is 너희. 너희. Where are you guys going? 너희 어디 가? 너희 어디 가? The formal version, according to the textbook, is 당신들. 당신들 어디 가요? However, since it may sound weird or even rude if you actually use it in real life conversations, it's better to omit the pronoun and just say 어디 가요? Or if you want to be more polite, you can say 어디 가세요? The next one is the object pronoun you. The informal version is 너희. 너희. I cooked for you guys. 너희를 위해 요리를 했어. 너희를 위해 요리를 했어. The formal version, according to the textbook, is 당신들. 당신들을 위해 요리를 했어요. In this case, you can use the word 여러분, which also means you guys, to replace 당신들. So you can say 여러분을 위해 요리를 했어요. 여러분을 위해 요리를 했어요. The next one is your. The informal version is 너희. 너희. Where is your school? 너희 학교는 어디야? 너희 학교는 어디야? The formal version, according to the textbook, is 당신들. It's not wrong to say 당신들 학교는 어디예요? But since it may sound weird or even rude if you actually say it, it's better to just omit the pronoun and just say 학교는 어디예요? 학교는 어디예요? The next one is possessive pronoun yours. The informal version is 너희 거. 너희 거. Are these books yours? 이 책들 너희 거야? 이 책들 너희 거야? The formal version, according to the textbook, is 당신들 거. 이 책들 당신들 거예요? But since it may sound rude if you say it this way, it's better to say 이 책들 주인이세요? 이 책들 주인이세요? Which literally means, are you guys the owner of these books? Let's move on to third person singular. Although the textbook tells you to use 그 for the pronoun he, just like 당신, we don't actually use this word in real life conversations. So instead of this word, you could use 걔. And this is a short form for 그애. He's a soldier. It's not wrong to say 그는 군인이야. But it's better to say 걔는 군인이야. 걔는 군인이야. For formal speech, we often use the term 그분 to replace 그. 그분은 군인이에요. 그분은 군인이에요. The next one is him. And just like he, you can replace 그 with 걔. I'm going to meet him. 걔를 만날 거야. 걔를 만날 거야. For formal speech, you can replace 그 with 그분. 그분을 만날 거예요. 그분을 만날 거예요. The next one is his. According to the textbook, his in Korean is 그의, but we don't use it in real life conversations. We're going to replace it with 걔의. His name is 민수. 걔의 이름은 민수야. 걔의 이름은 민수야. For the formal speech, you can replace 그의 with 그분의. Although the proper pronunciation is 그분의, many of us pronounce it as 그분의. 그분의 이름은 민수예요. 그분의 이름은 민수예요. The next one is his. The informal version is 걔거. 걔거. Is this cell phone his? 이 핸드폰 걔 거야? 이 핸드폰 걔 거야? The formal version is 그분 거. 그분 거. 이 핸드폰 그분 거예요? 이 핸드폰 그분 거예요? The next one is third person singular female, she. According to the textbook, she in Korean is 그녀, but just like 그, we don't use it in real life conversations, so we're going to replace 그녀 with 걔. She's a nurse. 걔는 간호사야. 걔는 간호사야. For formal speech, we're going to replace 그녀 with 그분. 그분은 간호사예요. 그분은 간호사예요. The next one is her. And just like she, we're going to replace 그녀 with 걔. I'm going to invite her. 걔를 초대할 거야. 걔를 초대할 거야. And for formal speech, we're going to replace 그녀 with 그분. 그분을 초대할 거예요. 그분을 초대할 거예요. The next one is her. For informal speech, we're going to replace 그녀의 with 걔의. Her hobby is yoga. 걔의 취미는 요가야. 걔의 취미는 요가야. For formal speech, we're going to replace 그녀의 with 그분의. 그분의 취미는 요가예요. 그분의 취미는 요가예요. The next one is hers. The informal version is 걔거. 걔거. This wallet is hers. 이 지갑 걔거야. 이 지갑 걔거야. The formal version is 그분 거. 그분 거. 이 지갑 그분 거예요. 이 지갑 그분 거예요. The last part is third person plural. So according to the textbook, they in Korean is 그들. But since we don't use it in real life conversations, we're going to replace 그들 with 걔들. They are my friends. 걔들은 내 친구야. 걔들은 내 친구야. For formal speech, we're going to replace 그들 with 그분들. 그분들은 제 친구예요. 그분들은 제 친구예요. The next one is them. For informal speech, we're going to replace 그들 with 걔들. My mom likes them. 엄마는 걔들을 좋아해. 엄마는 걔들을 좋아해. For formal speech, we're going to replace 그들 with 그분들. 엄마는 그분들을 좋아해요. 엄마는 그분들을 좋아해요. The next one is their. For informal speech, we're going to replace 그들의 with 걔네. Their house is close. 걔네 집은 가까워. 걔네 집은 가까워. For formal speech, we're going to replace 그들의 with 그분들의. 그분들의 집은 가까워요. 그분들의 집은 가까워요. The very last pronoun for today's video is theirs. The informal version is 걔네 거. 걔네 거. This car is theirs. 이 차는 걔네 거야. 이 차는 걔네 거야. The formal version is 그분들 거. 그분들 거. 이 차는 그분들 거예요. 이 차는 그분들 거예요.